Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K. I hope you're having a great day. Donovan will be on here. He's having a little bit of difficulty. Have to reboot his computer, so he'll be on here shortly. But I like to say, in the meantime, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, Big Giant, thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. I don't know if I'll share the link today, but if I do, and your profile looks like this, please show me this. And then if you're not comfortable, you can go back to that. Just know that no one else can see you, not even Donovan, until I bring you up to the big screen. Also, let's try to be as respectful as possible, not just on the panel, but in the comment section, because it's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree. Also like to say a big thank you to my moderators. You all are all that, and then some. Could not and would not do this without you. So today, and I don't say this, let me show y'all my face. I reluctantly, when I say reluctantly, I mean strongly, reluctantly wanted to talk about this, but I had a few people hit me up about it. It's like, are you going to talk about it? Are you going to talk about it? At first, I was like, no, I don't think so. But then I was like, okay, you twisted my arm. But nevertheless, we're going to be talking about President Obama being slammed for saying men need gay friends to help mentor others. And I'm going to show y'all the clip when he was on Michelle Obama, his wife, right? And her brother Craig Robinson's podcast, In My Opinion. And this conversation has been all over the internet, right? Obama says every man needs a gay friend or somebody gay. I don't know. So we're going to dissect that as much as we can. But I do want to say this, okay? Now, I said I reluctantly wanted to talk about this because I have seen the discourse about it. And I don't want us, when I say us, I mean all of us, to become unhinged and things like that. I really want to take this time to see if we can really dissect it, the little portion of it that, you know, is going all over the internet, because the whole podcast is about an hour and 20 minutes long, right? So this particular portion, it was actually a little bit longer than that, but the snippet that's been going around the internet is about 1 minute and 12 seconds. So I want to see if we all together can just really have a grown up and elevated high frequency conversation about this. So while we're waiting for Donovan to come back on, who else do we have on here? We have, oh, you guys are already going in. Vanessa, how you doing? African Native, what's going on with you? I see your comment. JJ Mars, what's going on with you? I see your comment. Candy Malone, hope you're doing well. Mars, how you doing? Long time no see. He says, shaking my head. Oh, Lord. Brother Reggie, he says, all we need is for Barack to go away. Okay. H. McDaniels, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else? Tracy, hope you're having a great day. Clifford, what's going on with you? Buck Horse in the building. Hope you're having a fine day. Beverly White, what is going on with you? Says former Obama supporter with a bag over my head. Well, we gonna get into it. Don't put the bag on your head just yet. Between all of us, we're gonna try to figure this out, okay? Like I said, I didn't really want to talk about it, but here we are. Your average logical thinker. How are you? And thank you for reminding everybody to hit the like button on their way in. Thank you. Monet, what's going on with you? Freddie B, hope you're doing well. Emmett Bean, what's going on with you? Says Merland is present. Okay. Troy, hope you're doing well. One who cares, what's going on with you? Maureen, Sylvester, hope you're doing well today. I'll be chill. Greg, well, thank you. I mean, not Greg, Craig. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Agent Black, woohoo, you made it on time. Are you not working? Says, got started a new schedule. Glad to see you. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Anthony, what's going on with you? Thank you so much. KP, hope you're doing well. Says Obama just y'all want him to come out the closet? Uh-oh. Window, what's going on with you? Mike Nice, Diane, Bobby Wobby. Yeah, I see a comments. Norma, what's going on with you? Cloudness. Hopefully Donovan comes in because he needs to see this video, right? Because of course I know that he'll have a lot to say, right? So hopefully he'll be in here in a matter of moments. If not, I'll start it without him, and then maybe he can go back and watch it. Brother Reddy says Newsweek, May 21st, 2012. And what's that? And who else do we have on here? Daryl, hope you're doing well. Uh-oh. Jersey Rick, what's going on? Lee, hope you're doing well. Lisa Parker, JBWR, RA, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Marcella, yeah, I've been wearing my hair. My daughter kind of admonished me a little bit. She goes, you don't ever wear your hair. What do you have it for? And she's right. I mean, I might wake up bald tomorrow, and I never wore it out as much. So, yeah. Mama T, what's going on, Flo? I hope you're doing well. Brother Samuel, he says, just got through listening to Donovan's show. Yeah, he told me he was on right before here, but he's having some difficulty, so he'll be here, hopefully. Corey, what's going on with you? I see a lot of people don't like the Obamas much. Tyrone, what's going on? John, hope you're doing well. J&M, how you doing? LaShondra, what's going on? Raven, I feel like the lady from Romper Room. I see Raven. I see Emmett. I see Rohan. I see... All right, let's see. Who else? Okay, there he is. Black Rose. Woo! I see your comments. Sharon, what's going on with you? The truth is Easy E in the building. The Duro, what's going on? Entree, hope you're doing well. Okay, I think I acknowledged everybody so far. I will acknowledge everybody else when I get done what I'm saying. Donovan, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine.
Okay. Sorry, you guys had some technical difficulties. StreamYard updates, and it makes my computer go haywire. So, and I'm not the main StreamYard user. Demetra is. So it just messed my thing up. So my apologies to you guys. Good to see you guys on this evening. Great topic that we're about to talk about. By the way, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it on Google Play, Apple Store. Also, if you want to continue to have these great conversations, there's a way to donate. Banner at the bottom there, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, cash, money order, however you guys want to do it. But sorry I'm late. Let's get into this topic because I want to hear what you guys have to say. And I think it's important. Again, I do want to say this, and let me just preface this about this topic. Obama wants gay men to mentor young men versus their fathers? Let's talk about it.
All right, so I've done enough tap dancing. Hello, Sister Shirley. And Cloudless, if I didn't say hello to you already, hello. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. As I said, Obama's taking a little bit of a thrashing because a little snippet of the podcast with his wife, Michelle Obama, and his brother-in-law, Craig Robinson, came out. It's called In My Opinion, right? Now, the podcast was titled What It Takes to Raise Boys and How Michelle Made Parenting Better. So he's talking about his co-parent as Michelle. Of course, they have 2 daughters together, Sasha and Malia. Now, it says former President of the United States, Barack Obama, sits down with Michelle and Craig to answer a listener's question about raising emotionally intelligent young men. President Obama shares how being raised by a single mother impacted his definition of manhood and how a formative experience in Indonesia taught him about self-sufficiency. Michelle and Craig reflect on the example of masculinity their own father set, and the group shares why community is key to raising boys in today's day and age. Okay, so that was the premise of the video. Okay, their whole little podcast. But this, it's what's making the rounds. Y'all ready? Here you go.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. So.
All right. So y'all heard this. Let me remove this. Okay. So I'm going to remove him. Okay. Now, the accusation was that Barack said that basically every man needs a gay friend or something like that. That was the accusation that I saw going all over the internet, right? And even the conversation that I had this morning, somebody sent me a video of some woman taking the Obama to task. And like I said, I saw it all over the internet. And I said, okay, let's do some deductive reasoning. I said, I need you to listen to that and tell me, did you hear him say every man needs a gay friend in his life? He says, no, he did not say every man. What he said was, and I'm just telling y'all I can play it again, okay? Because I already know where people are going to go with this, okay? Now, they were answering a viewer's question or something. And so him and Michelle agreed that, yeah, sometimes people need not just one dad, they need, and I'm paraphrasing, a wealth of male perspectives, if you will, right? Now, he also talked about he had a gay professor who straightened him out, no pun intended, when he was saying some ignorant things, right? He said some things, and he said that he put him on the right path. And then he also went on to say, everybody needs that, right? So to me, that's kind of where I'm a little bit wonky, because he said everybody needs that. So what, did everybody need somebody to say, hey, you being ignorant? Or did he mean, well, he didn't even say everybody needs that. He says people need that or something like that. So is it you need somebody to straighten you out when you're being ignorant, or do you need a gay friend? So then he does go on to say that, I would say non-binary and gay boys, they need somebody in that circle, and I'm paraphrasing, as a mentorship or something like that, right? Now, the criticism is that Obama he's engaging now in woke politics, right? That straight men aren't enough. This is what the accusations are. Obama is out of touch with real men, and some in the gay community feel, he's using us as a tool, right? Like we're just something to help other people out, right? But then there's been a lot of other people who's like, okay, that's not a bad thing, it's good. Yeah, I hear what he's saying, this, that, and the other. Now, if you ask me, and it's just me, okay, because I don't know everything, my interpretations may be off. What I heard the man say, and y'all know I'm not a real big fan of Obama's politics. I don't know him personally, so I can only speak to his politics. What I heard him say is, men basically need a diverse group of friends. That's what I heard. Now, before I give it to Donovan, okay? Before I give it to Donovan, and we should concede too that Obama did do a lot of legislation. He signed a lot of legislation for the LGBTQ community, whether it was for students, it was for work, marriage, you name it, right? Hospital rights, there's a whole lot of stuff. Matthew Shepard and James Byrd was a key legislation, was protections, if you will, for LGBTQ. Of course, James Byrd, I don't know, he just kind of got thrown in there. That was the poor black man that was dragged somewhere in Texas by a bunch of white supremacists. But I'll tell y'all my story, and then I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to give it to you guys. And to Donovan, when I was in cosmetology school as an 18-year-old, I didn't really have that much interaction with gay people either, right? I just never did, for whatever reason. So when I went to cosmetology school, there was quite a few gay men. I don't know if there were any gay women, but surely were gay men. And I got to know one of the instructors pretty well. He's a really nice guy. So one day I just asked him out of curiosity, I said, how did you become, gay? And he says, well, I was in foster care my whole life. And he says, you'll be surprised what I was forced to do for a hamburger just to eat, being locked in basements and all kind of things and just horribly abused. So he says, and he was a Hispanic guy. Says, so for lack of better words, I was turned out as a boy. This happened to me. So once I started having conversations with people, who are LGBTQ, mind you, I'm 19, this 18, 19, 89, 90. And I began to, learn a lot of things. So I'm going to stop right there, and then I'll continue on as we go. But I just want to say this, okay? I know this is a very touchy subject. I want us to really all try to be adults and have a great adult conversation while we are here. And I promise y'all, I'm going to get to you guys. Thank you, Khalil. Jasper, Texas. Thank you. Donovan?
Okay, well, this is a very, you could interpret what he said very many different ways. Now, I'm a very masculine man, and I would never outright tell my sons or my nephews, yeah, just go, you need a gay guy in your group. People individually will decide who their friend circle is. You know, now, do I have gay friends? Yes, I do. You know, it isn't, you know, that I went up to a gay person and whatever, happened to possibly work with a gay person, whatever, and I have to tolerate what is it, you know, it is about them. If my gay friend asked me to go to the gay pride parade, absolutely not. My gay friend asked me to go do this with him, absolutely not. Not going to do it. People are going to decide their own friend circles. But the mere fact that a young man growing up who needs guidance is not going to necessarily have to go to a gay man to get that guidance. You know, if you're an alpha male like I am, I look to my uncles and alpha men that I want to emulate, just like women look to other women to emulate. No, I've never heard a woman talk about, yes, you need to go to a lesbian to learn how to be a woman. You've never heard that, even though he didn't say that. But what I'm saying is, as we get older, we pick our own circle of friends, and that's how it's going to be. And God bless them. But all I'm going to say is, as a father, if my sons and my uncle, my nephews can't come to me in regards to whatever their problems are, as a man, and me tell them the real deal, sorry, I'm not going to advertise them to say, oh, well, you need some lesbians in there. You need some pedophiles in there. Matter of fact, you need some safecrackers in there. And you need this in there. It takes a whole village, right? No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to use common sense from what I understand it to be and say, hey, go to your dad. Go to this person. Go to that person. The last person I'm going to recommend a young man to go to is somebody that I know of that is gay. Now, unless that kid is confused in their sexuality. But even if they're confused in their sexuality, at a young age, it's not my job to tell them, oh, yeah, I agree with you. You're gay. You need to do a sex change. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do everything that I can to make that young man, not make him be a young man, but I'm going to tell him what a man is about. That's it. It's not my job to whatever. So again, it's I'm not surprised that Obama and the Democrats, once again, using the gay agenda and trying to insinuate, even though, you know, that ain't what he's doing, but to take this mantle on, it's just ridiculous that they do this stuff.
So yeah, I'm gonna read you guys' comments. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of commentary about it, and I just want to just make a point of I don't know if it's correction, because I know a lot of people get this confusing. It just is, I don't know if you were marrying the two together, but you mentioned PDF file. That's what we'll say instead of the other word for YouTube's sake. Being gay and a PDF file are not the same thing. So I just want to make that clear, that he implies that, or he says that, you know, you need to have a gay man in a circle. Gay does not mean PDF file, because statistically speaking, there are more straight PDF files than there are gay. So I just kind of want to put that out there. Gilbert, how you doing? Says Obama's voice sounds different. Yeah, I don't know if that's the, I didn't alter it at all. That's really him. Yeah. J Bubba, how you doing? It says, if it's not Marcel, then hell knows. Oh, you talking about Marcel Dixon? What's the difference? If y'all don't mind me asking, because and I'm not putting him out there, but Marcel Dixon is LGBTQ. So what's the difference? If y'all don't mind me asking. Brother Eddie says, I was agreeing with Baraka up to the point he brought up his gay professor. Did we need that info in addition to my father? I have my uncles, but didn't nobody bring up no alternative lifestyles? I said this to somebody earlier. I said, the crazy part is y'all know a lot of gay people. Y'all just don't know they're gay. I'm just putting that on out. Not saying that about your family, Brother Reggie, but I'm just saying. Y'all know a lot of gay people, but they ain't told you their business. Just put it out there. Salam, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says no LGBT for me in any form. Okay. The truth is, as FBA family, we will ignore people like Obama and his views and more on to what's important to our people. Okay. JBWR says replacing fathers with LGBT was a puppet. So he didn't say replace fathers. And I'm really kind of, and I don't even feel like I need to defend Barack. Like I said, y'all can check my record on Barack. I got 2 videos, one on the African Diaspora News Channel, one on Emancipation Media about Barack. Okay. But I just want to be clear that we're not saying things that he didn't say, right? He didn't say replace fathers with LGBTQ fathers. Okay. So I just want to be clear about that. Crown of Proof, how you doing? Says, why can't the dad be everything? Is it because he won't accept trans women? I don't know. What I heard him say, okay, I'm not saying this. What I heard him say is for boys who are non-binary and gay. So that's what he said, just for a point of clarification. Buckhurst says, it went too far. Raymond says, I'm not surprised Obama said this. He spearheaded the gay marriage and bill signing when he was president. He definitely did. And another thing, too, is at first, Barack wasn't on board with the LGBTQ agenda. He didn't believe in gay marriage or any of that. So I'm just trying to put some facts out there. But yes, he did sign legislation that was passed by Congress in regards to LGBT community. Just putting that out there. All right.
And by the way, 100% of the Republicans were against it. So this is that was an overwhelmingly Democratic bill.
And you know, the crazy part about that too is an overwhelmingly amount of Republicans that are, but they get caught. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
the ones in the bathroom stalls, you mean?
All of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So just because you against it out in the open don't mean you ain't for it in the closet. I'm just saying. Don Reed, how you doing? Says somewhere along his adolescence, Obama may have taken the pill and the fell to his knees. Is that what you're saying? Here's the thing. Most of our mothers weren't white and we never grew up stupid. He needs gay friends. Not us. I have gay friends. I don't judge them on them being gay or not being gay. I know people from all walks of life. The last thing we talk about is them being gay. You know, so tell me about gay life today. We don't even, just like I don't tell them about straight life. We just are. You know what I mean? Easy says wealth of heterosexual males. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Mikey says go sit down 44. Okay, Facts Not Feeling says he is telling fathers they need other men who are attracted to other men sexually to mentor his sons. Did I hear that? I mean, if that's what you interpret gay is, I don't really have an interpretation for that. I know on the premise that's what it is, but I'm not sure if he was saying, you know, have gay men mentor boys and men because they like having sex with other men. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm one of those people. I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. Know. This is kind of why they want to talk about it. But what I'm not going to do is blur the line. We're going to keep it right here. Because I don't ever want nobody blurring the line about me, although they have. So I just want to be clear that we are all clear, okay? Because I know it feels good. I know it does. I know it feels good. Oh, Barack is a... And trust me, he is a lot of that. But let's tell the truth, especially when the truth is here. You know what I mean? I probably said too much. KP, thank you so much. You say... So we need 2 dads. He advocated for more LGBTQIA than he ever did for Black families. Barack is done. He lost goodwill with us. Yeah, he has. That is a fact. He has done more legislation for them than he has for us. Absolutely. OG, how you doing? So I think with young Black men I think what young Black men need is a strong father, strong grandfather, and some strong uncles to guide him in the right direction. Totally agree with you. All right. Jay Bubba, he says the DNC sending him out to distract us. Well, in all fairness, he went on his wife's podcast and they were answering a viewer's question. So they say about, you know, raising men and boys and all that other stuff.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy real quick because they raise daughters. So I'm not saying he can't have an opinion. Maybe he has nephews and nieces and stuff like that. But when your direct experience is raising daughters and daughters that don't date black men, I kind of have to question all of
that. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who have, I didn't have any sons either, but I have nephews that I raised. And there's a whole host of other young men that I have been instrumental in their life. So, you know, to say that you don't have boys or whatever, you can't speak on raising boys. Right. Frederick, how you doing? Says stealing was wrong, but being gay was called an abomination. That's a deeper type of evil. And they didn't quote any scripture.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to say something?
Yeah, because remember what I just said? I said maybe he had nephews or something. I don't know. So I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to speak on whatever. But from what I understand, he's raised daughters. So, you know, it's kind of hard when you look at somebody who's has that background and you say, like I said, he might have nephews because he has a sister and all that other stuff. You know, whatever it is. But again, it says a lot.
Well, that's why I was making a clarification, because you drew it together. So I'm assuming that's where you were going with that. So that's why I want to just, make a point of clarification. That's going to be my term for the day. Point of clarification. You don't need to have sons, because if that was the case, then why do we tell uncles or single mamas, you don't have an uncle, you don't have a granddaddy, and those uncles and granddaddies, the uncles rather, may not even have no kids, right? Or no sons. But somehow you're supposed to take your sons to be around men that aren't their fathers, right? So I don't know. Child of Guy says Obama is some people's kryptonite. Yeah, I would agree with that. Bobby Wyber says, why did he specifically say the professor was gay, though? I don't know why he specifically said the professor was gay. I think the point that they were making, because maybe that was his larger point about the non-binary and gay boys, need that, I guess, to kind of, mentor them, since that's who they are. But I heard him say, because maybe he was saying some ignorant things and a gay professor straightened him out. Again, no pun intended. I didn't listen to the whole thing, to be honest with you. So Brother Salmon says, for Barack, the president who legalized gay marriage, to use that example don't help his case. He's still pushing that agenda. Couldn't he push the black agenda? He could, but y'all know he ain't going to do that. Y'all know Barack ain't going to do it. He hasn't done it. He said he wasn't going to do it. So there's no surprise there. We all of us who voted for him, we thought, okay, maybe he going to do something. And he never did, right? Admittedly, he's done things for everybody but black people, LGBTQ, Hispanics, you name it, right? Everybody else got a piece of the pie, but us. We didn't even get no pie crust. So yeah, got you though. Akiva, I hope you're doing well. He says the 1998, the year James Byrd in Texas was dragged. Yeah, so that was the year it was done. Obama didn't come into office till like 10 years later, right? Oh my God, I'm so behind. This is crazy. Anton, how you doing? Says Obama has a nerve to give the only community during his 2 presidential terms that he ignored and neglected economic advice. He says, hey, have your sons hang out with a gay man, F him now forever. Chicago. That girl Chicago. He says, I think what he said was blown out of proportion. I heard men need a diverse group of friends, young men, and need someone they feel comfortable talking to when their parents aren't understanding them. That's what I heard too. But of course, like I said, the conversation I was having with somebody this morning, I was irritated because, I get up early and I work on Sundays, and I was irritated because I'm like, now I got to stop and have this conversation so we don't, just be fueled by the on the internet, by the internet. We got to start thinking for ourselves, right? Like I said, I'm not gay. I don't have a dog in a fight. I don't care who's gay and who's not. So this is not even my thing per se. But like I said, I like to be critical in my thinking. I don't just go along with what everybody tell me to do. Oh, just be mad because everybody else mad. But I also heard that as well, Ra. That's what I heard. But maybe I'm deaf. Chi-Town, how you doing? Says being abused does not make you gay. How do you know that? How do you know that? You can Google that. That doesn't make all people that way, No, but it sure does lead to that. Just like when young girls are abused, depending on who it's by, it makes them promiscuous because it's done something to them that would not have normally been turned on until, you know, maybe they were an adult or they was out of their into their control. Again, I'm speaking above my head, but at least I know that, right? But I don't know. Maybe you could tell me if you know. Let me shut up before I get in trouble. Thomas, how you doing? He says you are the same people whining and complaining about racism, but you have your kids at school calling people gay for no reason, which is gay. I don't have my child doing none of the above, so I don't know who kids you talking about. Plus, my child has been out of school a long time. Veronica, did I say hi to you? If not, hello. Easy says effective mentors can come from diverse heterosexual backgrounds. Yeah, they can come from everywhere, to be honest with you. Just about. I'm so far behind. Let me catch up, y'all. I didn't realize I was that behind. Rodney Brown, how you doing? Says we as Black American freemen need strong Black men. Totally. Kuru, how you doing? Kuro, he says, my uncle told me that if you turn before puberty, you have a gay for life. My uncle was abused by men who hated my grandfather. There you go. Hey, brother Joe, now how you doing? Amber, how you doing? Yep, Epstein files, yada yada. Above beyond and forever, how you doing? Says to hell with the Obamas. They have become a disappointment and an embarrassment. I am the only man my son needs. We don't rock with the agenda Barry and Michelle was pushing. Got you. Who else haven't I seen on here? I didn't realize I was so far behind. You guys must forgive me. Oh, absolutely, brother Joe. Now I actually saw that trending around, and I'm getting really good now with spotting AI, but unfortunately, a lot of people aren't, right? So, but not only with, I'm gonna just say this, with AI, you have to get good at recognizing that it's AI, and you also have to get good at the verbiage that goes with it. If it sounds too good to be true, more than likely it is, right? So it's my pleasure always. All right, so Donna, how you doing? Says read your Bible daily. Gayness is a sin. Yes, per what the Bible says it is. Omawali, how you doing? Says what Demetria is failing to understand what about the gay Spanish dude being turned out is that there are some dudes who will have to unalive them before they let you turn them out. As a kid, as a young boy in foster care. See y'all, yeah. I often say I understand why doves cry. I love you though, Amawali. I really do. I do. Let me skip down because I see that I'm behind. Now you speaking from a man's point of view. I could tell you I have had countless conversations with grown men who would say that happened to them as a kid and there was nothing they could do about it. Now, as a grown man, yeah, you probably take a man's life for even trying to suggest he's doing that to you. But see, when you say that a kid should have taken a grown man's life, then you actually kind of victim blame. Almost like, well, why didn't you stop it? I'm just saying. The average logical thinker, thank you so much for that love and appreciate you. It says, imagine all the single parent homes where boys listen to Barack's nonsense. I don't like who's being targeted. 70% homes are single parents. Yeah, okay, but then let's have the other side of the conversation. Yeah, I'll bite. I agree with that, okay? But, and I'm just going off what you said. 70% of the women, especially Black women, okay, are single mamas. Where they straight daddies at? I'm just throwing that out there in the universe. Where they straight daddies at? Since most straight daddies will say, hell no, I don't want no gay man raised to talk men. And where the straight daddies at? Since we have these single mom, because I hear the manosphere, I hear the womansphere, I hear the atmosphere, I hear everybody rattle off that statistic of 70% of Black women are single mamas, right? And I would imagine a lot of these dudes that are saying this are straight. So why don't we bring these straight men back into the fold so we can reduce that number? I'm just asking something, but I love y'all. I really do. Papa Muck City, how you doing? Says we can't win. One likes kids, the other one like men. What? Easy, I don't know if Obama's gay. He ain't never told me. Has he come out the closet? I don't know if he's gay. He might be. But you know what? There's a lot of people who are gay. We will never know.
Well, I thought him and Michelle were getting a divorce. What happened to that?
Well, they said on the podcast, I don't know what y'all talking about. She said, I was never going to leave my man. But see, that's people just be talking, you know. I don't know. Maybe they lying. Maybe they not. Timothy, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you. He says, let this be a lesson, putting a mask on for people's faces for them, and they didn't ask. And once the mask comes off, what? You disappointed? Who's at fault? It sounds like you gave me a little riddle there. I have to think about that. But thank you. Love and appreciate you for that. All right. Okay, let's see who else came on here that I have not seen. Okay, Brother Jonel, he says, when it's not nature or natural, it has to be advocated for or promoted. No one has to advocate for you. Breathe the air. Go. Got this thing. Has to be always advertising and pushing up on nature. So you're basically saying that is not natural. I think that's what you're saying, right? Kels, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. You say, okay, Marcel Dixon is pro FBA. Might there be a lot of other gay men out there that are pro FBA? Is he the only pro FBA gay?
Yeah. Isn't there a thing called log cabin Republicans?
Who?
The log cabin Republicans. Have you heard of them?
I don't know what that is.
Log cabin Republicans are gay Republicans.
See, like I said, I don't hang out. I don't know nothing about the gay lingo all like that. You know, I learned a lot from y'all. Survivor, how you doing? Says DSM 1957. Homosexuality is listed as a sociopathic personality disturbance. Yes, I have heard about that. Thomas says most people are mixed with gay and black ancestors. Lord have mercy. Nyla, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Agent Black says, I appreciate Marcel Dixon because he sees himself as a black man first. All other aspects of him are irrelevant. He talks about black issues and stand up for blackness. He don't preference sexuality. Yeah, and I would say there's a lot of gay people who do that, who know that they're black first and then gay. But then there's a lot of them like, I'm gay first, right? But I would venture to say, and I like Marcel, that there's a lot of gay people who do not advocate or push that first, right? By the time 103, hope you're doing well. Let's see. Gearhead, he says, next promise for Dems to black Americans will be a free gay guy and a free illegal alien for every home. You stupid. Daryl, he says, most people like Marcel, he reminds them of James Baldwin. He's pro-black America first. Yes, James Baldwin is a great example. How many of y'all would leave your sons around James Baldwin? How many of you would? Well, he was pro-black. James Baldwin was about that life when it came to defending black Americans very staunchly. And I don't even believe he ever mentioned that he was gay. It was just obviously, you know, kind of like, maybe, right? But he was about black.
Well, he did spend a lot of time in France.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, back then people was like, it ain't your business, you know? All right, so let's see. I see y'all comments, but I promise you I didn't know I was so far behind. Unknown, how you doing? He said he backed it. Human Nature, how you doing? Says Obama is showing his true colors. He's a closet gay man. I truly believe this. Okay, so that's what you believe. But we haven't heard Obama say that he is yet, right? Brother Don says LGBT is part of the communist agenda to further erode the morals of this country as well as the family structure. I think there's a lot of truth to that. And then there's just people who are just gay. You know what I mean? They're just gay and they don't have an agenda. You know, gay people have been around since the beginning of time. I'm just saying, you know.
You know, I mean, and I'm glad you prefaced that they've been around since the beginning of time. When Sodom and Gomorrah was happening and people were having, you know, orgies and wild sex and stuff like that, when women are kissing women, would that be considered gay? I mean, what is the template for what you would think would be gay? Some people says that is gay. Some women say, no, I'm not gay. I just like beautiful women. So on and so forth. So it's been around since the beginning of time.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not versed in gay relations at all. Okay, that's not my lane. I'm strictly, baby, strictly. So I don't know. Easy says, exactly, D, what sparked Obama's change? And what do you mean by his change, if you don't mind me asking? I'm sorry, I'm so behind.
He's just one of those Democratic presidents that want to be relevant because the Democratic Party's been so shell-shocked and shattered that they have to bring him out, even though he is very ineffective in the Black community as of today.
Ayo, you said Abomination. Okay. Easy says everybody has at least one gay relative, or 3 or 4 or 15. Okay. Like, come on now. We all have that one person in the family is like, he smells sweet. It's just something about him that's, I don't know. I remember as a young kid, a family member, he's gone on now as he was much older. I was probably like 3 or 4. And one day I saw him walk across the street. Okay. He had on this white suit. Now I was in the 70s, right? Late 70s. White suit, had on a nice blousy shirt, right? And his hair was coiffed just so, as he was hairdresser, right? But in my little kid mind, I saw him like float across the street, right? He didn't walk like my daddy. So I didn't know that's what it was. But in hindsight, as an adult, I was like, yeah, and it obviously has been confirmed that's what it was. But I was like, yeah, he floating. He ain't walking. He floating. Missions Visions, how you doing? Hope you doing well. Volturgy says, Egada, I don't know what that means. Jesse, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Y'all must forgive me. I'm so far behind. Tiff says, what gives these specific men legitimacy credentials to speak to children more than any other man? Why mention them specifically? Because he said that there might be a non-binary or gay boy that needs that in a mentorship, or somebody like to talk to, right? That's why he said that. 48 TCO, how you doing? Says, how can Obama say what a son would need? He got daughters unless he remembers wanting a gay specific. I mean, because you don't have sons, he's a man, right? When he know as a man, he was a son. Let's I'm gonna drop some breadcrumbs. Let's follow the breadcrumbs. If I'm not, but if I'm a man, I was born to a woman and a man, would that make me a son? Would not know how to be a son? Come on now. I've been up since early this morning. I went roller skating, I sweated, I did a whole lot of things, and my brain is fried, and surely this cannot be hard. Okay. All right. Sound like a man, didn't I? I saw somebody say Michelle might be a man. Y'all better knock it off. Yeah, Brother Joe says America, Rome, Babylon, UK, gay. This has been their society in secret, out in the closet. Definitely non-productive antichrist. And I want to say this: if Obama was gay, I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing surprises me much anymore. If he's gay, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't roll like, no, who would be shocked? In the motherboard in the church, they would be shocked because they love some Barack Obama. Yes, they do. They would. Oh my God, they wouldn't be. They'd be inconsolable.
What did he say? Since we've been together,
right?
Nothing forever. That's all he's got to do is sing.
Rance, he says, "Oh, Barry ain't got no say or sway this way." All right. Okay, let me catch up. I promise you I'm going to catch up, you guys. I'm sorry, Gerald. How you doing? Says Obama's the second gayest president. Who was the first? Because there's probably been many. Okay, there's probably many.
It has been said that James Buchanan, the president that was before Lincoln, was the first, because he was a bachelor his whole 4 years in office, that he was a very openly gay man.
There's probably a whole lot of them, to be honest with you, okay? MDS, how you doing? Says homosexuality is an abomination. Leviticus 18:22. Okay. Ross said, he said he was speaking as a black man raised by a single mom. I have sons myself, and my gay cousin taught them how to dress and look professional as me and my husband were blue collar. There you go.
But
Timothy.
Wait, I have a question in regards to that thing. Whenever they bring up, Barack was raised by a single mother. I think there's a big difference between a single white mother and a single black mother. Okay, when Barack went to college and he needed $40 for books or whatever, his mother didn't struggle to get him $40. They had the grandparents that had money. I think there's a big difference when it comes to certain people as single mothers. Most black single mothers, not all, when you're a single mother, it's rough. It's tough being a single mother with other kids and other like that. But his mother wasn't in that scope. I mean, tell me if you agree or you disagree.
I don't know. I mean, That I don't think any of that has to do with him being a son and talking about raising sons. I don't know where that correlates. I mean, because sons come from all walks of life. You know what I mean? Timothy, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. He said no one can say he has toxic masculinity. I don't know. Maybe there can. Roots Tracker, how you doing? So speaking about that, Professor Obama was speaking about himself. You think? Because he didn't say he was speaking about himself. He said his professor. Again, I just want to be careful. I don't like labeling people that have not labeled themselves. I don't care if you're gay, you're a cat, you're a dog, you're a tree, whatever it is. If you haven't labeled yourself that, then I'm surely not going to do that. He may have been talking about himself, but he just didn't say that he was. Does that make sense? But how you doing anyway? Tyrone, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. And I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so behind. Marcella says the gay marriage bill came up 3 times here in California. People voted it down, but one judge in San Francisco voted for San Francisco. That's how the gay marriage bill was passed. Well, California got so much stuff that'll just make it just really be like, for real. D-Mac, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. The Foundry, how you doing? Says, why do I have to choose my friend on their sexuality? I don't know why you have to. I don't choose my friends on their sexuality. If you're a good person, then we hanging out, right? I know a lot of straight people who ain't, okay? I do. So I don't hang out with people per day. Tell me what you are before. I don't want to know what you are, to be honest with you. I don't want to know who you are. I mean, I don't know who you are, but I don't know what you are in that regards. I don't know what you do in your bedroom because I don't want you to know what I do in mine, which is nothing right now, okay? Let's just keep it on the surface.
Sure, it's nothing. You're in Houston and nothing going on down there, Demetria? Sure.
You know, the HIV is on and popping out here, right? They done made HIV hot and popping again, okay? And some syphilis on top of that. So I'm good, okay? Team Jesus, how you doing? It's funny how this channel is quick to blame Obama, but this channel always panders to China. Yeah. Y'all get on my nerves. You really do. You get on my last nerves, okay? You really do. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, otherwise, I'm going to block you if you keep on with the nonsense. If I see one more comment on here, you acting crazy, I'm going to block you. That's the energy I'm on. Moata, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Little Rock, Arkansas. Black American Expat, how you doing? Says power. What? Oh, my God. Jabari, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Nisi, what's going on with you? Says people will truly see who the Obamas really are. Will they? Will they? I don't know. I'm asking, will they truly see who they are? Do we ever truly see who anybody is? Now, I have my speculations about Obama. I'm not a fan of his politics. Like I said, y'all can check my receipts. Y'all can check my record. I'm not at all. I don't know him personally. He's probably a great guy personally, but his politics in regards to Black Americans suck. Totally. All right. Who else do we have? Brandon, how you doing?
And real quick, have you noticed that these so-called Black men that are raised by these white women do nothing for the Black community when they get into office? Let's say Obama, and then who else? Your boy Bryant out here in the California Assembly.
Yeah, and I should also say that James Clyburn ain't did nothing for the Black community. He looked like he got a very Black mama and daddy. Okay. Who else? There's a whole lot of Black people that ain't did nothing. So I think her mom and daddy Black. Okay, because she just got out of slavery when she was born. Okay, so I'm just saying. I hear what y'all saying, but you know, let's deal with what's actual. You know what I mean? Actual, factual. Yeah, I don't like Isaac Bryan. I think he's a douche, and I probably shouldn't have said that on a Sunday, but he is. Brandon said this is exactly what he been on. Didn't do anything for his people. He made it near illegal to say the F word to people, but you can still say the N word freely to child. But I think I need to put on my professor robe. I'm about that close to having my daughter just bring it out here and just put it on.
No, fellas, it's really Demetrius paternity court. Don't go in that. Don't go in there.
The N word and the F word been around before Obama was around. Okay, Obama didn't give nobody permission to say the F word or the N word, and I think I know what F word you're talking about. We can't say it here, obviously, but people been saying that before he was a thought. Okay,
but he did give a blue alert to the police departments.
Yeah, that's factual. He did do that. Window, he says it's the double speak. Whenever they go to yapping Obama and his cronies, my antenna goes way up. It always means something else, the underlying current of the conversation. Yeah, it could be. Of course, we know that they use these so-called black leaders to go out in front of, and Obama was, I would say, the king of it. Going out there and he could say, the sky is purple. And sometimes it gets purple. And everybody said, well, if Obama said it, then it's true, right? He was the master at duping black people. But now black people are waking up. So there could be something underlying. I don't know. There could be, you know. Veronica, hello, how you doing? Piper, what's going on? Says, so it's true that Michelle is really... See, Tyler, what's going on with you? Orange Pill Nurse. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for making you wait. I know I'm so behind. Y'all must forgive me. We got 10 minutes. He says black people can be mad at his black man comment last year, but this isn't it. Y'all, not you, Demetra, are reaching. Some black folks want to just be mad at Obama for sneezing. Yeah, I will concede that. Because like I said, I just heard diversity. I didn't hear him. I don't know. I don't know what his ulterior motive was. It may or may not have been. But I just heard him saying diversity. That's all I kind of really heard him say. I didn't, like, I would have saw that and not said, he's promoting gay agenda. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have said,
but let me add to this, Orange Pill Nurse. Can you blame people for just not liking the man? I left the Democratic Party because of the man. I'm not saying, you know, and I know where you're going with that, but you can't blame people who are pissed off at leaders like Barack Obama and just hate, and, you know, I hate the word hate. I don't believe, you know, you should hate anybody, but they dislike the person no matter what they do at this point. Can you blame them? No, really, you can't. He did for everybody else except his own people. I mean,
I don't hate him. I just don't like what he did or didn't do. I don't have time to hate anybody. It's a lot. It's exhausting. And yeah, I have logical things. I don't think you know how damaging what he said actually is. Well, I on the surface, I get what you're saying, but how is it, if you don't mind me asking, I'm going to get to your comment. How is it damaging? Because I always say this, who is more influential in your child's life? Not you out, I'm saying out loud. Who's more influential in the life of your child? You or Barack Obama? And then we can continue on with that. Just want to know. All right, so let me skip down. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was so behind. TFBA 9 says all the truth being revealed by God. I'm telling you. Oh, you ain't got to tell me. I know. Miss Shantae.
Real quick and important. Easy 7700 says D. Jim Clyburn is having an all you can eat fish fry if you change your show to pro-Democrat.
If I went to an all you can eat fish fry?
No. Jim Clyburn is having an all you can eat fish fry if you change your show to pro-Democrat.
I don't think I understand the question.
Change your show, and Jim Clyburn will make an all-you-can-eat fish fry.
I can make my own fish fry. In fact, my daughter fried up some good fish today. Oh, it was so good. It was really good. I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you. It's probably. Damn. Hey, Al. He said I always thought Bill Bixby was a. Walter Davis, how you doing? Says Demetra, 90% of black boys from almost 3 generations ago don't have a clue about their father's lineage. What are we doing in our community? Is Barack Obama serious right now? I don't know what Barack Obama is serious about. But he says, I agree with you. I think that's kind of where the conversation would be, you know, about the black men in our community, you know. Vincent, how you doing? Says, how is his statement even being considered? He is irrelevant. Well, like I said, I didn't even want to talk about it, but it came to me a few times. So here we are. You know, like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight because as I was saying a second ago, nobody's more influential in the life of my child than me. I don't care. Nobody at all. And she could tell you that. My nieces, nephews that I've raised, they'll tell you. Tobias says, so being gay is traumatic or psychological or both. We all know it's against the Most High. Yes, that is true, per the Bible. Normally says a question about polygamy has to be raised. during the time of war we're in, polygamy, in regards to what? Because when you say we are in a time of war, what do you mean exactly? Wild and now, how you doing? JBWR says cross legs under the table are sus. What? See, y'all tripping. Oh, wow. The orange pill nurse says Agent Black. So you're talking to somebody else. Let's see who else is on here. Solar, how you doing? Says, why does it hurt so much for our people to see and admit that we live in the most filthy, immoral, and backward society that has ever existed in this history of the planet Earth? I don't know why it hurts, but you're right. This is, as they say, Babylon. This is definitely Babylon. Bizarro world, right? Everything that was forbidden morally and everything else is now out in the open, right? So I agree with you. Dixie Dan, how you doing? He says it's all about illegal immigrants, Russian versus Ukraine war, Israel versus Arabs, Epstein files, ICE deportation, FBA minding our own business, so the LGBTQ are not a valid talking point. Well, there are LGBTQ FBAs. Do they not count? Y'all brought up Marcel Dixon. He's openly LGBTQ, but he also reps FBA. So there are FBA that are gay. So what are y'all saying? Bob Martin, how you doing? Says Antichrist Donald Trump plans to bring fake world peace. Well,
yeah,
if y'all believe
Bob Martin is a fearmonger, so he spreads fear. That's all he's talking about in the chat.
Well, I mean, if they believe in the Bible, that was going to happen anyway, the fakeness, right? So calm down. Doris,
we need to stop spreading fears. If that's what you believe, keep that, I'm not saying keep it to yourself, but this ain't the platform for that. We don't spread fear here.
Doris, she says, your interpretation is incorrect. Young boys don't need gay men in their lives. They need strong Black men in their lives. I haven't said what boys need. I haven't said that they need a gay man or any of that. You have not heard me say that. So don't lie on me. I'm telling you what I heard Barack say and what the criticism is, but you haven't heard me say any of that. See, that's the problem that I have too. Sometimes one of y'all ears work and then maybe it does, but then maybe you need to turn to the good ear so you can hear what I'm saying and not lie on me. Because if I wanted to say that, then I would say that. But see, although I have gay friends, that wasn't my upbringing at all. None whatsoever. So, yeah. I was about to go think it says, I agree daddies need to be accountable, but they can't be made to step up. In the meantime, we should pick mentors based on sexuality. I mean, you can. It's really, up to you, right? However, or whoever you deem to fit to be a mentor in your child's life. Some people have one thing, some people have another. I don't know. So yeah, I agree with you. You're right. You can't get men to step up if they don't want to. Easy says, D, it's a pandemic of moistness out here, very problematic and destroying our community. Yes, but see, the other problem is too, Dr. Wesley Muhammad talks about the weed smoking and all that and how it is designed for what he says to make men effeminate, but nobody wants to talk about any of that stuff at all, right? Because I agree, we're seeing more and more of it than ever before. So it has to be something, right? It's got to be something. I don't know if it's in the water, it's in the weed, or whatever, because single mamas aren't new, okay? And even then, you didn't see as much of it as you do now. So what is it? You know what I mean? Follow Dr. Wesley Muhammad, Nation of Islam. He has a wealth of knowledge about it, right? HDLC, he says single mom does not mean that the father is not or does not want to be in the child's life. Some baby mamas keep kids away from fathers as revenge. That's a whole other topic. A whole other topic. Because we'll be here forever. Vince, how you doing? Says, sure, I'm pro FBA. Salute. Okay. Who else haven't I seen? Miss Shantae says, well, I learned something new today. Log Cabin Republicans. Yeah, I ain't know nothing about that either. Mad Dog, how you doing? Susan, did I say hello to you? Says Obama didn't have his dad in his life. He was raised by his grandparents and his mom. It's correct. Lala says, let's go back to how we used to be. Queen Latifah never said she was gay, and we all know what's up, and we didn't care. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care what you are or what you do in your bedroom, whether you straight, you gay. I don't care. I don't. And I always like question, why are people so involved with what other people do in their bedroom? That always just perplexes me. Are we that nosy, honestly?
I think it's more to do. I think it's more to do with our Christian upbringing and the scare tactics. We go into hell if you do this and you do that. You know, like I said, we're all pretty much, raised as Christians, and that's how they use to keep us in slavery to scare us, by our convictions.
Yeah, Nikki Giovanni was lesbian, and I didn't even know that until like last couple of years ago. I didn't even know she was, right. Let's see. Latrell, how you doing? Says, what even made Obama say that? It was during the podcast with him, his wife, and his brother-in-law. They were talking about what it takes to raise boys or something like that. A viewer had asked the question. So the podcast was actually an hour and 20 minutes long. So that was just a snippet of it. Azar, how you doing? Says he's a what? Crandall, how you doing? It says Queen Latifah, yes, she didn't force that on us. Yeah, she lived her life, right? Sandra, how you doing? Says he turned the entire United States military into his gay buddy. Well, the United States military was all that. He repealed rather, don't ask, don't tell legislation, which basically said people could serve openly. But if people could serve openly in the military, that means what? That means they was already in the military.
Yeah. and now we have disorder and all this other crap happening. So we're not going to win any wars.
Was you winning wars when they was not telling they was gay?
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. Desert Storm, we won. Yes. Mr. Moses, Sergeant Moses, who you were have a baby for. Yes, we were winning. Yes, we were winning.
And I can tell you that man definitely was not gay. Anyway, Las Lucasi, your name is kind of messed up. You saying something in French, I think it is, but how you doing? Anthony, how you doing? Says, while in college, Obama wrote a letter to his then living girlfriend. That's what they say. He wrote a letter about being, Big Rich, how you doing? Says, you cannot tell me Republican Lindsey Graham is not sweet as powder sugar. You could tell.
Yeah, he doesn't admit it, but he's out there.
Has he said he was gay?
Yes.
No, he has not.
He has.
When did Lindsey Graham say he was?
It's in his military records.
And that man is 99 years old, so it's in his military records. He served in World War I. So was he able to be gay?
No. Lindsey Graham just retired from the Air Force Reserves like 8 years ago.
I'm being facetious in saying that he's 99, but he definitely was in the military before Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed, right? Or even before it became a thing. So come on, don't make me do all the thinking here today. Robert, how you doing? Says, I would be honored for Baldwin to watch my child. Am I that behind? Okay, I just got to say hello to everybody. Tyrone Stevens, how you doing? Who else haven't I seen? Michael, how you doing? Says, I heard James Baldwin speak at a high school assembly back in the 80s. I had read several of his books and was able to ask him about his career as an author during a Q&A. He was a genuine person. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a fan of James Baldwin. R.I.P. to him. Miss Mississippi, how you doing? Says, the thing is Obama has been very disingenuous to the Black community about who he is and his intentions for the Black community. Not just Obama, but all of them, all the way back from Washington to now, to Trump. They've all been disingenuous. All of them. Every last one of them, including Obama. Al says, I looked for the definition of being queer. There were no straight answers there. You know what you's a fool. Whew. All right, let's see who else. Pastor Rick, how you doing? Says, Obama should go away quietly. He is always pushing the LGBTQ agenda, but he ain't got no energy for reparations. Yeah, you can hang that one up, right? Never he's going to have that. Brother Donnell says, bug breaking has never stopped being a practice in propaganda and political entertainers, etc. Haven't stopped being a tactical tool of the bug breaking along with the media and toxics. Perversion is the European Zionist-owned American way. Perdition, ruin is their way. They're definitely not advocates of God, clearly. Oh, you said a word, and trust me, I totally believe it. Timothy, thank you so much. She says, R. Kelly trapped in the closet. Michael Jackson, keep it in the closet. You know what? You better stop. Bones in the closet. My woman putting her clothes and shoes in my closet day. Don't you never utter a word about Michael Jackson. But you know what? Mad Dog says Obama is doing way too much for the LGBTQ. Some people will say that. James, knock it off. How you doing? Jug, what's going on with you? Brother Don says, if you're raised by your mother and grandfather, then you know how to be a grandson, not a father's son. But his mama had a what? Donovan, help me out here. If his mom had a boy, she had a what?
Son.
Okay, that was easy. One Unique Monique, how you doing? Says the night Obama went on national TV and said it was okay for men to use women's bathrooms, confirmed my suspicion that he is bisexual. Yes, that is legislation that he also signed, that people can use the restroom of the gender that they say they are. Okay, so he did do that. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm so behind. SCO6, how you doing? Says Obama's parents were rich. I heard that. That's what I heard. But then I also heard them say that him and Michelle paid off their student loans when they became president. So I don't know. Me always, how you doing? Says if Obama wrote the script for Good Times, James would be sharing Florida's makeup. My God. Ernest, how you doing? Alma Wiley says Black family. Here's what Obama said, and that's the one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy, one dad, not to one dad is what he said. Now they need basically saying need exposure to just more than one dad, which is true, right? If you believe in the village, it takes a community, a village, and all of that. I don't know. Let's see. Who else haven't I seen? I apologize. I didn't mean to be so behind. Reggie, why is Michelle horrible? Leon, how you doing? Says Obama wants people to in your comment cutoff. Mr. South Carolina, how you doing? Reggie say Zora. What about Zora? And what Zora are you talking about? Anton says the Obama burner account. What? Hey, Bakari, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Woo, Steph, how you doing? Says, well, at least they work. Nemo, how you doing? Says politicians need to get out of the way. Told T. Austin what's going on with you. Diane, how you doing? Says Obama's evil and wicked. Is Michelle really? Y'all know damn well that lady's a woman. Why? Steph is a why. Steph says, how you doing? Why would anyone complain about someone having a job? Who's doing that? Bernard, how you doing? Says Black.
You are way behind.
I know.
You are super behind.
I'm trying not to be. And I don't know how. You guys are really just going in. Sorry. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Oh, okay. Here we go. The average logical thinker, he says, it seems as though all my comments are being challenged. Nonetheless, I know the influence I have on my kid. My concern is younger women who have children that are easily influenced. I'm not challenging your comments. I'm just asking questions. Please do not take offense to anything I'm saying at all. I'm not trying to challenge your comments at all. I'm just really responding to them. So forgive me if that's the way it comes off. I don't mean it to come off that way. Amber, on the other hand, with this, what you call it? Epstein stuff. Daryl, he says Obama losing his mind. Maybe he already lost it. Speed, how you doing? Walaikum salam to you. Charles, how you doing? Says whoever put him up to that didn't realize he has no more favor with grassroots. Toy, how you doing? He says, yo, but you never had any big mics fit. Judite, how you doing? Says the Democratic Party shouldn't get one vote from now on. Hello, Angela Destiny, how you doing? Deacon, where have you been? You were on here last week, I think, but you know what? You better stop it. But thank you so much for the donation. Poor Michelle. Jason, how you doing? Says, nope, I ain't gonna read that one either. I'm just looking to see who I haven't seen. Yeah, Brother Easy, could be the THC in the weed. Bakari said, Demetri, do your research on atrazine and Professor Tyrone Haynes. Rip, okay. Brother Jonell says, it's Anaconda malt liquor. It's a lot of stuff, right? Tyler, he says, I see less single mothers now than before. Women too busy posting on social media, damn, and fronting like they not broke or shallow. Oh, there's a lot of people who's broke, who's front. You can believe that. Enlighten, how you doing? Says we all have a family member that is homosexual and we love them. However, no heterosexual man or female seek out for homosexual friendship. You can be cordial and respectful to people. Granted. Thank you, Angela, for becoming a new member. Love and appreciate you for that. Who else haven't I seen? Teal Dog, what's going on? He says this man has lost his whole mind, but this is our fault for letting us sell this man really care or thinking. I think you may say that he cares about us. Got you, Lady Soul, for real. How you doing? Long time no see. Easy says frequencies that the music, THC, and the weed, I believe, has something to do with pandemic of moisture. Something's going on for sure. Tyler, you says, Demetria, what's your qualification to comment on this topic? I don't have any personally. If you do, you can. Huh?
She's a taxpayer. She's a human being. She's a taxpayer.
Well, I think
somebody with a brain.
Well, the subject of LGBTQ. If you do, maybe you can help me out, Tyler. I don't have any firsthand knowledge of that, but I have a lot of knowledge of raising children. As I am 54 years old, I have raised my biological daughter and a whole bunch of nieces and nephews, yeah, so I have a lot of experience as far as raising children. But as far as LGBTQ, I do not have any experience in that. But if you do, please share. Let's see who else is on here. I see all you guys' comments, but I really not realized I was behind. Leather and Luxury Cars, how you doing? Says, I've always wondered why us gays are so hated. I'm still a black man first. That's all that should matter. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody. I'm just keeping it real with you.
Can I give you an answer? The ignorance. People are very, very ignorant. And then again, when you're born, like being born a Democrat, if I ask most of you guys, why are you a Democrat? If you are a Democrat, you couldn't tell me why. It's just like a religion. You're born into it. So if you're taught ignorance, it's all you're going to know is ignorance. And in the Christian faith, in the Bible, it specifically says one of the most detestable things that God is against in the Old Testament, and I'm not a religious person, is homosexuality. So when that is taught from person to person to person, the ignorance comes in there. Now, should we tolerate all of this? Yes. I mean, I'm not your judge. So again, I let the judgment up to God. You're going to have to answer to God with that, just like I have to answer to God for what I'm doing. So it's the ignorance of the person.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't hate anybody. I have friends from all walks of life. I will not apologize about that at all because they're my friends at the end of the day, and we don't die on the heel of who you sleeping with today. I don't care. I don't want to know, to be honest with you, because honestly, especially in my generation, there's a lot of people who would never, ever come out the closet, and you'll never know. You will never know what they're doing. And you know why? Because it's not your business. You should never know what other people are doing. There was a time where people didn't talk their business. They didn't talk all up under their clothes. They didn't get all up on the internet and say who they are, what they're doing, how I'm doing it. And people that, like for example, okay, I don't know if y'all saw Tracy Ross. There's this thing going around, and she did. She talked about she takes a couple of pair of underwear on a trip with her, and she washes them out in the sink because underwears take up a lot of space, right? Now, before I watched the video, people had it saying like, oh, she's saying she got 2 pair of drawers that she take on vacation with her. She washes them out in the sink and dry them out. And I'm like, okay. So I just happened upon the video and I saw it and it made a lot of sense what she was saying. She washed out her underwear. There's a few, well, it was more than 2 or whatever. She washed them out and she dried them and she showed the process or whatever. Only problem that I had with that is what happened to the ladies that didn't tell? I don't need to know how you washing your drawers, ma'am. You know what I mean? There's like, I'm from that generation where women didn't tell you all their business. You don't need to know how I'm doing my underclothes or who in my underclothes. You don't need to know all of that. People talk too much. That's the problem that I have. People just talk too much. And then when you get to talking too much, then you're mad because everybody got something to say to you because you should keep your mouth shut. Don't nobody care. That's just
social media has destroyed people in general, especially these new generations. They figure they have to tell everybody their business. You guys hear about that lady that got on there talking about how she was frauding the food stamp thing, and they came and got her. All you got to do, all these agencies have to do is sit and wait and these people will tell you their business. They'll tell you, oh, I've been flued out. I did this. I did that. It's like a therapy session for a lot of these people. Social media is messing up the game for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm from the old school where people just is like, all my business ain't your business. I don't care if you see a man coming in and out of my house every day. I don't have to tell you what I'm doing with that man. He might be cleaning my pipes. I'm gonna get in trouble. Let me stop. Brother Jonell says nobody has to push being straight, but crooked needs a campaign. Obama prediction ruined at its finest. Now that I do agree with. African Native says Kamala planned to introduce the qualification requirements to host a podcast if she won the presidential election. Yes, they were trying to do a whole lot of censorship and a whole lot of things. So absolutely right. CJ said just because people disagree does that mean they hate? Yeah, I don't hate nobody. I don't have the time. Tashima, hope I said that right. How you doing? Says Obama out of pocket. MC Facts. That's right, Donovan. What does the Bible say? Yeah, for those who follow the Bible, whatever.
Wait, what? Stop. My baby is in line, and she said somebody deleted her comment on social media.
Oh, y'all better listen. I don't know what kind of lovers quarrel y'all having, but I ain't got that.
Because I didn't delete nothing, baby. I didn't delete nothing. My baby, what she says goes. That's how our relationship works.
That's my sister. How you doing, sis? I'm telling you, my sister grass does not grow under her feet at all. She is like she traveling all the time. Okay, Robert says, why am I so opinionated? I don't know. Why are you so opinionated? Black American Expat says, did he mentor Usher, Meek Mills, and Justin Bieber? He did. What's the point? What is the point?
And none of them were called as witnesses. So what's the point? I don't get it.
I don't know. Bruce, how you doing? Since I voted green for reparation in the last election, a first time, I will not vote for the next president without it. There you go. I'm at the bottom. Can you believe it? No pun intended. What? Michael says it's the plumber. I've come to fix the sink. I'm just saying, you don't know why. Ronnie, Ricky, Bobby, Mike, Johnny. You don't know why they coming in and out of my house. I might have a lot of construction going on in there. I might got a little dust under my bed.
Wait a minute. The barges were homeless accordingly here in LA, and they seem to be parked out in your backyard. What's going on?
All this love was waiting for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting loopy. William, how you doing? Says, no, we know why he be on boats with those type of men. What do men do on boats with men? Al, you were in the Navy. What do men do on boats with men? In the Navy.
Like a lot of Uno and dominoes.
I've never been on a boat with a lot of men. It sure sounds like a lot of fun, though. But what do they do on boats with men? What do men on boats be doing with each other?
In the Navy, you can sail the 7 seas. In the Navy. Wasn't that by Village People?
The Village People, who they said they were not. They said they weren't. They had said they had wives and everything, but they said, all right, the gay men lovers, disco, it's kind of like hand-to-hand disco. Gayness was all the rave, if you will, along with a whole lot of things. It was like, it works, right? So if you believe that we're the gay YMCA, then that's what we are.
And by the way, YMCA is one of Donald Trump's favorite songs.
It is. And they performed at the inauguration and all of that, Yeah. Diane says people tell their business too much on social media. Yeah, everywhere, right? Like, I don't want to know all that about you. And you know why I don't like to know a lot about people? I'm going to give you a perfect example. I got a story. Y'all ready for story time before we get out of here? Slim Slammer, how you doing? Says, got to get paid to do what? Okay. I have time for a story. Y'all know that I used to help my friend, right? And she's a Latina. She my friend, right? When I was down bad, right? I needed a job. She's like, come work for me, cleaning houses or whatever. And we clean all type of houses, right? All types of houses. So one day we pull up to this. It was a big giant house, right? And they just moved in there, and they had all kind of nice cars in the driveway. And the guy was like, "Oh, we're expecting all this furniture, so we need to have the place cleaned up." He's like, "My girlfriend is flying in." And so we go into this bedroom. I'm talking about it was Louis, it was Gucci, it was Uchi, it was this, it was all kind of name brands and all kind of stuff. So my friend, and I love her dearly, she talked too much. This heifer said, now mind you, I already kind of put 2 and 2 together, because the dude that opened the door, he had on some rubber gloves. Okay, I'm like, what he got on some rubber gloves for? Not like the kind that you clean dishes, but like you maybe mix or something. This heifer said, "Oh, so what do you do?" I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe she asked, right? So the house was so big, we had to leave and go to lunch, right? And we had another friend with us. So we get the car, said, why in the hell did you ask them what they did? Oh, he came up with something, right? It was clearly a lie. I said, girl, they dope dealers. She said, oh my God. She goes, what do we do? Do we go back? I said, hell yeah, we go back, because they got a license plate, all kinds of stuff. We can't just not show up. I said, but I told you, stop talking. Go in there. Hey, how you doing? We are this and that cleaning service. We're going to do this, that, and the other. Let us know if you need something. You don't need to know what they do, who they do, we don't need to, all we need to know is their first name, okay? Don't you ever do that again, okay? So
and our check or cash money. That's all you need to know.
Listen, I say all that to say, you don't want to know everything about everybody, do you? Because you might know the wrong thing. They'd be like, well, you know too much. You know what I mean? That was scary for me. I was like, let's clean this damn house so we can get out of here, okay? But then you don't need to know everything about everybody, okay? I don't need to know. African Native says rubber gloves to community. I don't know, right? But it was weird. We were already there. We was not, oh, we leaving and all that. I was like, no, we're taking ourselves back there. We're going to finish the job, and we're going to pretend like we as dumb as the dust that we dusting, okay? So yeah.
God forbid if the stash was missing and you guys happen to be cleaning that day. Lord have mercy.
Nope. I often have to tell her that. I would hear her, so what do you do? Stop asking people that. They might say I'm a serial killer, and guess what? I didn't have to go find the victims this time.
What's that? What's the new show that's out? Dexter Revisited or something?
Yeah,
Dexter,
I'm like, I don't care what these people do as long as the check clear. That's all I care about, okay? I don't care what they do, and I don't care. So yeah, she learned a lesson that day. So anyway. Ali says, Kyrie said, Irvin said on his podcast, needing nothing attracts everything. No, I could see that. But I'm going to tell the universe what I need and what I want.
Yeah, no, but I kind of agree with that, because like I said, in my situation, I need nothing, but it seems like everybody is attracted, not everybody, but you know what I mean? People are attracted to me. I need money for this. Can I borrow that? Can I get this? It's like, no, just leave me alone.
Yeah, I mentioned my uncle and his son was in the Navy. They're not gay. I'm just asking, what do men do on boats with other men? Because somebody, said that Obama be on the boat with men. So I'm like, what was they doing? More harm. I said that wrong. He says, I don't know nothing about that. I guess me either, right? Yeah, mind your business. That's Demetra is team mind your business. Okay. I mind your business. Please and thank you. Timothy says, I left one last supper chat. Take care. I saw all of them. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate it.
Super chat, not supper chat. Super chat.
Super chat. Oh, because I can't read. But I did see them. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you so much. FBA says, I blame Obama. Gave Black Americans LGBTQ. Don't ask, don't tell. Did he give us that, or did he give everybody that? Because I didn't want that. I reject that wholeheartedly. I didn't ask for that. I think he kind of gave it to everybody. Some people didn't even want that, But Trump said, yeah, scratch all of that. We don't want to know, okay? Did he repealed? Don't ask, don't tell. So, average article thing says, exactly. I know a Black guy who's services nice homes, and he says he doesn't speak at all, don't comment on nothing, just in case. Yeah, because you don't know. I'm telling you, so many people that realized when it was too late that they should have buttoned their mouth.
So when you see that foot under the couch, you just ignore it, keep on vacuuming.
Sweep it right back under the couch, baby. Just keep on sweeping, because I need to get out of here. I'll never see you again. But I should say this too, before we leave. Karan, how you doing? It says, keep your peace. I did 2 deployments for the Navy. Thank you for your service. I did 3 for all of the armed forces. So I know what that's like. DJ Seguan, how you doing? Says, just jumping in. He says, a hashtag non-slow-mo laugh a lot. Obama is a horrible person. How y'all doing? We're doing well. So I was kind of gangster, right? I was kind of gangster. Anybody know me tell you I'm kind of gangster. So as I was working with my friends, sometimes people didn't like to pay. They always paid me. Like if I went by myself, they knew to pay me. Okay. But sometimes they would bounce the check and stuff. And she called me, D, I need your help. They such and such didn't pay. Give me all the information. One time it was a sister. The first lady of a church. Of all things, she's the first lady of a church. I kid you not. They bounced the dang on check. So got all her information. Sent her a message. She ignored me. Went by the church. Found out that they didn't pay the bills on the church. There's a notice on the door. Said that they've been evicted out the doggone church and all this other stuff. So I found her on social media. And I saw that she had opened up another church, her and her husband. They were having this fundraisers and things like that. So I inboxed her. I said, yeah, you skipped out on the bill on my friend. So I'm going to need you to make that check right, or I'm going to tell all of your church members what y'all doing. And I took a picture of the notice on the door. And I said, I'm going to send this to everybody I know that knows you, that y'all got evicted out that building. Because, see, they had left, and they didn't know that notice on the door. That lady had ran her money. She sure did. See, because that
lady told you, and what? You can meet me outside, girl.
She tried it. She tried it. Then when I said I was going to expose her, it was another lady and her husband. They had good jobs and stuff. We had cleaned the house, and my friend told me that they bounced a check. So said, hey, I happen to know where you work. I'll call them and tell them that you are skipping out and know where they went to church. Because, when you clean people's houses, you see certain things, right? Said, how would the church like to know that you're doing this to people? And they wrote the check. There's so many instances that I have to be the muscle.
But doesn't that remind you of that lady that recently went viral? She ordered from DoorDash some McDonald's, and she was on the computer. See, look at that look. See, never mind.
How you listen? I know we done went over time. We got 3 more minutes. Okay, how do you, in good conscience, order DoorDash with your big funky self? Okay, because that's how I feel about that lady. Order DoorDash and then call DoorDash and tell them you didn't get your food. And then the girl pulled up with her phone. Is like, hey, I got in trouble for that. You taking money out of my, household. DoorDashers don't make that much money. She said, you taking money out of my household. I got in trouble for that. You lying, talking about you didn't get your DoorDash. And she's sitting up there sipping all up on the drink. And she goes, I'm at work. I'm working. So the lady, put her out there and told the boss and everything. There's 2 white ladies. They got up on their social media and said, that person has been fired. We do not condone that type of behavior. But I'm like, I'm scared to steal. You know why I'm scared to steal, Donovan?
Why?
I'm scared like I'm going to be cursed. I'm scared I'm going to steal somebody food or something, DoorDash on, which I never do. But have somebody DoorDash me something, and I'm like, okay, I didn't get my food. And I've been done choked on a damn chicken bone for lying or something.
See, but what was sad about that video is she fit the stereotype that Black women act like that. She was like, she was like, and like it didn't really matter to her. In all fairness, I was embarrassed. Yeah,
but I've seen white people do it too, get caught up for, lying, talk about they didn't get their food and stuff. That's horrible.
No, but I'm just saying, as a Black person, I don't care what the white people are doing. I'm saying as a Black person, when we do it to each other, this is what I mean by roaching, you guys. This is this type of roaching that we're talking about. Because her attitude was like, I just don't give a damn. You got caught. You didn't want to apologize. She's like, and I'm at work. This lady's at work too, and you just stiffed her.
Yeah, see, that boy, I tell you, that would have made me mad. I want to turn over some tables because I already just made $2 and your funky self probably didn't even tip me. And then you lied, and it was 2 McChickens and a drink. That lady lost her job over 2 McChickens and a drink. Like how Al says, in order to get caught up on comments, make the show extra hours if you're going to tell long stories. I'm going to be nice because I feel a nice, nasty moment coming on. I'm going to be nice. The average logical thinking says, sitting up at work with a scarf on your head at the front. You know what I'm saying? Because I asked my daughter, I said, was that a bonnet? I'm at work. I'm working. Man, I'd have had everybody come out from all the back office and everywhere. That's how much commotion I would have made. You at work? What that got to do with me? You stole $2 out of my mouth. And I got a ding at the job because they think I didn't deliver the food to you. And you sit up here just, oh, cow, you. That's crazy.
And she had to learn this behavior from somewhere. I mean, I don't know if her parents taught her that or, whatever, but it's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior and it's a learned attitude. Like Teresa Delgado says, she's never heard about, that type of stereotype. The stereotype is the bad attitude Black women. I mean, I don't know, maybe you haven't heard of it, but there is a stereotype out there that Black women are very difficult and have bad attitudes at work.
That's true to some degree. But as I always say, I've had situations with white women. I'm going to say this, okay? Y'all can get mad at me. Please don't be mad at me. I'm just telling y'all my truth. It may not be your truth. To me, the worst people in customer service and the worst people on the planet to work for is a Black woman and a white woman. I don't prefer to work for either one of them. Both of them got their own special set of circumstances. The white woman thinks that she's the queen of the world and she can tell everybody what to do, and all kind of stuff. Just as my daughter say, go to work ruining people's day and they JCPenney clothes. And then the Black woman, you can't say nothing to her. She don't know how to talk to you. I said, and when you about to I've worked for both of them, and it's just I cannot do it. My last job at Chase as a personal banker, that white woman, and it's a Filipino woman too, but that white woman, whoo, man, I'm not a violent person most of the time, but every day I wanted to just run her up and one down side of the lobby to the next every day because she would talk to me crazy. Go work the lobby. She said that to me in front of everybody one time, and I was like, Lord, if I ever needed you, I need you right now. Because I'm going to lose my job and my freedom. And I don't look good in orange. And then she fired me because she was a hater.
Orange is the new black. So you would look good in it.
Normally say blame feminism. I don't know what it is. I just can't. I love Black women because I am one. But I cannot work for a Black woman or a white woman. They just be doing too much. Too much. That Black woman going to come to work letting you know, oh, Miss Ann, I let me do the job today, and I'm going to do the job. Miss Ann, the sister going to talk to everybody crazy like they her children. I said, you need to go on over there. And she going to talk to you like that in front of everybody. Okay. AB, how you just even gay people are tired of being used. Yeah, that was a criticism too. Like, why y'all bringing us into this? Okay, we got enough issues. Lene says, and how you do it says, look, gender identity and sexuality are two different things, Donovan. That is true. Raven says, Demetra, speaking of bonnets, I see white women and some white guys wearing them vacuum bags outside now. I've seen it too. I'm telling you, boy, there's nothing that
I'm seeing young Black men wearing bonnets now. I mean, coming to the gym, and I've never seen so many men wearing pink. It's ridiculous.
I see a lot of men wearing bonnets too. I'm just saying, ladies, if your man out there wearing a bonnet, you might need to rethink some things, okay? If you cannot say, baby, listen, there's one thing you wearing a bonnet in the house and you don't want your dreads or whatever to get messed up. I don't wear a bonnet. It's too hot, okay? I'm not judging anybody who wears a bonnet. Bonnets are for the house,
For the house. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What are you doing with the bonnet outside? What are you doing with it outside?
Yeah, I couldn't date no man wearing no bonnet outside. You just can't be for me. You might need to go hang out with Barack. But anyway, it's time to get out of here. Enlighten says, I agree with you. Working with women can get on your nerves. Oh my God, it's just, I'd rather dig a ditch in 100-degree weather than work with a white woman and a black woman as the boss. Can't do it. When I worked at Frito-Lay, she's a good friend of mine. I won't say her name because a lot of people know her. She was over, certain portion of a workforce. So one day I'm going on her side to go visit her, and out of her mouth, I heard her, because I guess one of the employees asked her something. She says, "Stop effing asking me questions. Go get back to work." And I did a 180 and walked out of there. I said, hell no. It was even to the point to where people would come up to me and say, "Oh, she just cussed me out. Oh, she said something to me." And I said, listen, if you like it, I love it. She wouldn't be cussing me out, okay? If you like it, I love it. If you let her talk to you like that, then. So one day, I walked into what we call the chemical room. And when I tell you that person that I gave that advice to cussed her out one side, the other, and she was like, "Oh, I was just saying. Oh, I didn't mean anything by it." So later on when I saw him, I said, "See, it pays to stick up for yourself, doesn't it?" He said, "Yeah, you're right." Anyway, we're going to get out of here. Bumpy Lumpy, how you doing? Well, we enjoyed y'all being here. So I'll be back here tomorrow. Donovan's more than welcome to join me if he wants.
Yeah, a big shout out to those, for all you guys hitting the like button. We got over to 300, I believe. Mr. Mike Nice was monitoring that for us. So thank you guys again. Share this on your platforms. It goes a long way.
African Native, he says, "Is that men or women for bonnets?" I think everybody should wear a bonnet in the house, outside of the house. Oh, wait a minute. We might talk about this tomorrow, depending on what's popping. I don't know if, Donovan, I think I sent it to you. There was a sister who got on Spirit Airlines. That's my airline. I watch your mouth, okay? With some drawers on, some pajama drawers and a bathrobe.
Right. And she called the airline to cover this, the news to cover the story. Right. In Miami, maybe Fort Dade or something like that.
She got put on. They wouldn't let her on the airline because she literally was trying to board the plane with a bathrobe and some panty draw pajama sets. And now I guess I'm thinking it was a Glodadine. Like, no, ma'am. You can't get on. And it was so bad to where her sister was acting like a dang on donkey and went to jail because they wouldn't let them on the plane dressed like that.
And then they had the nerve to talk about what's the big deal. Hey, it's not our fault, the airline's fault, if you don't read the bylaws of the ticket that you buy. It says specifically in there, they reserve the right to, regulate this, regulate that. Dimitri, I will never understand. It's just like Carnival Cruise. Everybody, it's racist, it's racist. That is a private company. They have the right to, if you don't like their rules and regulations, go build your own boat. Get on your own boat. They sell them at Big Five Sporting Goods. You can buy the little rubber ones. You could blow up yourself and you can go on your own cruise and do what you want. But you are joining them. Why do they have to change their rules to accommodate you? Because you don't know how to act. It's crazy.
I'm just sad that that's even a conversation. That's what makes me sad. That is even a conversation that you need to be told not to go. Why would you even go outside to check the mailbox in your drawers and then try to pretend that they should? Why does that even need to be a conversation? See, that's what I'm saying. As a Black woman, 54 years old, that's our job as the elders in the community to say, "No, ma'am. You going to wear with that on? No, ma'am. Young ladies, don't go outside like that. Put some clothes on." And furthermore, the airline may not even let you on. Like, why? Why is that even a conversation? So we need to be having those conversations. She said that I was about to get out of here. And some tells me I should.
Yes, tomorrow. Pick this up tomorrow.
You say I'm doing a lot of defending today. Hey, Avenger Ancestor, how you doing? Yes, indeed. You say I'm doing a lot of Philip, how you doing? I'm doing a lot of defending today. And this is why I'm trying to be careful, okay? This is why I stay in the house, okay? Anybody that knows me knows that I don't really venture off the grid too much. This is why I stay in the house. And I love you, Seth. I don't know you, but I love you. Your dog is cute. If that's your dog, is cute. I stay in the house to stay away from people like you because I don't enjoy the company of people who cannot think I do not enjoy the company of people who go along with the talking points. I do not enjoy people who cannot think for themselves. You did not hear me defend anything today. All you heard me do was clarify. That's all I did. I did not even give you really my position on what Obama said, because I know I'm going to raise my child or children, my nieces and nephews, the way I see fit. What Obama said has nothing to do with me. I didn't even take a position on that, but I'm defending why I'm defending, because you don't like what I said, because I didn't get up here, which a lot of people are doing on the internet, and I'm not like a lot of people. What did Michael Jackson say? I'm not like other guys. Well, I'm not like other content creators, okay? So I didn't do what they did and just go with the talking points. Oh, Obama said, see, I don't need to get paid to lie on people. I don't get paid for clicks and likes on lying. I try my best to be honest and in the middle and let you decide how you feel. But if you feel like being objective in the content that I present is defending, I don't know what to tell you. But you, again, is why I stay in the house, because I do not enjoy having to argue simplicity. If that's okay with you, come on back. You're going to see a lot of stuff that's going to blow your wig off or toupee. Anyway, I love you guys, though. I will see y'all later. Thank you. Yeah, I was about to go. Thank you for asking everybody to subscribe. I love and appreciate every last one. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. Peace.